What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. We're back here on Madden 25 here for another rebuild, and today we have probably one of the toughest teams to rebuild if I had to guess in Madden 25. That is the New Orleans Saints, who just dropped to 2-7 after losing to the Panthers, and the reason why they're going to be so tough is because they're projected negative $76 million in cap space this coming offseason. Absolutely insane. Let's just jump in and rebuild the Saints in Madden 25. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. Also, I just moved into a brand new room and it is super echoey. So let me know down in the comment section below if it's unbearable, because I need to get that fixed as soon as possible. I don't think it sounds too bad, but I definitely need other people's opinion. I do value what you guys think as well. But with that all being said, let's talk about the New Orleans Saints. This team started out 2-0 on the season. They blew out the Panthers, they blew out the Cowboys, and they looked incredible. We were all applauding the Saints for how they looked. And now, unfortunately, they lose 7 straight. And it's not been good. It's not been good at all. The Saints have been insanely bad. Obviously, Carr missed some time. This team is projected to be negative $76 million in cap space. Just all around, not great. They could be sellers at the deadline. They could make a lot of moves there. I guess it remains to be seen. But without further ado, we're just going to simulate season number 1. And we're going to see how the Saints finish out. But we got a lot of work to do today, because with being negative $76 million in cap space, we're going to have to get rid of, more than likely, a lot of guys in order to make this team better. So at the end of the season, we actually finished somewhat strong at 6-11, and Madden always has us projected for negative $4 million in cap space, so that's interesting. It looks like Cameron Jordan is retiring on us, so I don't know if that makes a difference. Man, there might be a couple guys retiring, but offense finished 22nd in the NFL, and defensively, we'll look at that as well. We were, let's see if it's going to change. It's going to be 19th in the NFL. Okay. So Derek Carr, 21-12. You have Alvin Kamara, 10 touchdowns, 900 yards for him. Olave, 191 yards. Cedric Wilson and Alvin Kamara were on the helped on the ground as well. Or sorry, in the air. And then 10.5 sacks from Brian. You had 4 from Lante Taylor, and then 3 from Carl Granderson. You had 3 interceptions from Lattimore, 3 from Matthew, and 3 from Paulson Adebo. I will say, it would not surprise me if Lattimore is traded. Maybe they don't trade him. I'm not sure. There is some rumors about it. But since he's a superstar X Factor, still 28, I do want to keep him around for the most part. Unless if his contract is just something that we can't keep, but we'll see. So let's go to the re-signing stage. And I obviously don't think we'll be re-signing much of anybody because of our cap situation, but I guess it depends on who's still here with, because there's a lot of guys. The Olave will accept the 5th-year option on, obviously, but Chase Young, probably going to have to let him go. Paulson Adebo, we'll see if we can get him back. Rashid Shaheed, who had a great season before he went down, of course. Got Trevor Penning, which I'll probably just accept the 5th-year option on him. Willie Gay, wouldn't mind bringing him back. But, again, it's all about what kind of money we can get rid of. So let's take a look at what our salary situation is to begin with. So, savings, we got $30 million off Derek Carr. That's an easy one for me. I'm absolutely going to cut Derek Carr. It's no-brainer to me. We can release him and free up $30 million in cap space. I think you do that if you're the Saints. Maybe you keep him. I don't know. But Alvin Kamara, they just extended. I don't think it's showing in Madden. I wouldn't mind getting rid of him as well, if I'm being completely honest with you. But since he did just get extended, I don't think that's the most realistic thing. So we can go ahead and keep him. Ryan Ramczyk at 31, right tackle. And you got Tyrann Mathieu. Lattimore, wouldn't save us much money if we cut him. So I do think we'll obviously cut Taysom Hill. That's a no-brainer to me as well. That saves us $10 million. So a lot of cuts we're going to make here to start this one. And then last but not least, do we cut Ryan Ramczyk is the question. Do we cut Tyrann Mathieu? I think I'm fine with cutting Tyrann Mathieu as well. We're going to just release him. I don't think he'd get you much in a trade in real life anyway, so I'm not going to pretend I can go get a first farm or something like that. And then Ryan Ramczyk, I'll keep for now. But definitely will keep an eye on him. So we'd make quite a few cuts. Now we can try to keep like Rashid Shaheed in the building, and probably as well Willie Gay. Chase Young, I'm fine with letting go. Although he's superstar, I mean, so I'm going to offer Paulson Adebo a contract to bring him back, but he's going to test free agency. So Chase Young, I guess I can give a deal to, because in theory he is a superstar edge rusher. But so far no one wants to stick around. What about Rashid Shaheed? He's the most important one in my opinion. He had a breakout season before he got obviously hurt. And so far, no one wants to stick around. I mean, I'm not like overpaying anybody, I guess. Willie Gay would like to keep him as well. We'll see if we can get one of our guys to accept our offers. And boom, we get one. We got one to resign. So that's good. But now let's get into free agency. In free agency, we'll take a look at our roster. Clearly, we're going to need a quarterback. We're going to need to try to resign some of the guys we were looking at that we didn't keep around. But if we can't get him back, we just go find different players. So let's take a look at the lineup for right now. So Spencer Rattler, who I don't think I'm going to start going forward, obviously. O-line actually looks pretty decent for the most part. Our tight end is Foster Moreau. So yeah, I can live with this O-line for sure. And Trevor Penning is someone we can move to left guard if needed. Defensively, this is where the problems really lie. I do like Pete Werner. Safeties are bad. Corners are okay. If we get Paulson Debo back, that'd be great. And then we got Chase. If we could, I mean, we could bring Chase Young back as well. But yeah, a lot of work to do. A middle linebacker is definitely needed for the linebacker core and a D tackle. So not a whole lot of money to use, but let's go take a look at free agency and make some offers and see if we can fill some of our holes through free agency. So low-key, I pretty much used all my offers on just trying to resign guys. So Paulson Debo, Rashid Shaheed, and Chase Young. It doesn't look like we're going to get Chase Young at all. So I'm just going to withdraw my offer on Chase Young and give up on that. So looking at like a D tackle or safeties, we don't really have a good D tackle. I did look at middle linebacker, and there's like Zach Bond, but that's not getting me too excited. Cornerbacks, we're going to get a Debo back, hopefully. And then safeties, I don't really want to sign Justice Simmons. I don't want to sign Tyrann Mathieu. I'd rather sign like a younger player. And that just doesn't really exist here either for the most part. So we really don't have a lot of great options in free agency for safety. So yeah, this free agency class is just not great, which has kind of been a trend. We got Elijah Molden, but yeah, again, just nothing too spectacular. So we can look at tight end, see if there's anything. So we could bring Juwan Johnson back. But yeah, overall, not a great free agency class per usual. We can go get Jamin Davis, I guess, off the Green Bay Packers. Or sorry, well, he's with the Packers now, but he was a former Commander. They cut him just due to not being very good. So, but he is young and star development in Madden, so we can go for him. So let's see if we can get these guys to all come back. So we don't get Shaheed. Wow, what a disaster. What a disaster. We don't get Shaheed or Paulson Debo back. Just absolutely terrible. And then we're left with like Alan Lazard. Just so many problems still needed. We're going to go for McCole Hardman to, I guess, replace what Shaheed gave us in a way. McCole Hardman isn't going to do exactly what Shaheed could do, but it's close enough, apparently. And then we were looking at, of course, corner, but I don't think that's going to be here either for us. Yeah, so, I mean, I guess at this point, our only other option is getting McCole Hardman, which we may not get either. He's still weighing out his options, and I guess we'll see if he signs with us. But let's just head to the draft because it's been a disaster free agency so far. So not a great free agency at all. The only player we brought in was basically Jamin Davis. We lose pretty much everybody else. We didn't even get McCole Hardman, but obviously in the first round, we're taking a quarterback. It's, to me, a no-brainer. You take a QB. We cut Derek Carr. Jalen Milroe, Shador Sanders go off the board. So I think Cam Ward will be the pick as long as he's still on the board, unless if I just... Yeah, so I'm taking Cam Ward, no-brainer in my opinion. I'm going to take our quarterback of the future. Cam Ward, to me, is the easiest pick ever that I could have made there. So, number 51 true value. I don't care. We needed a QB in the worst way possible, and we have our brand new quarterback to pair with Chris Olave. So that feels good. Great start to the draft. That was going to be my pick all day, and he was there. It was him or Shador, or you could take Beck, of course, or Quinn Ewers if you wanted to, which we could take Carson Beck here, but we're obviously not going to do that. So corners aren't our weakest position. I do believe a free safety or D tackle is probably in our best interest. We have another left guard, which we're not going to take at this point. O-line's not our weakest option. So TJ Sanders, let's see, doesn't... Okay, so this is our second round pick. I don't like that too much. Free safety is definitely a massive hole right now. A hit power, A tackle, C zone. I don't mind Nick here, but let me take a look at some of the other options first. We could take a corner, as I mentioned. We could take LT Overton as well. Cornerback. We could come down here. We could take a middle linebacker. But overall, I do think taking the safety is probably in our best interest. So I am going to go ahead and take South Carolina free safety. We need a safety in the worst way possible. We got rid of Tyrann Mathieu. Number 35 in true value, drafting at 39. Only normal dev, though. So that's a little disappointing. So that's disappointing for sure. But it looked like he was a good pick. And I'm not too mad at it. Just not the right development trait. But in round 3, let's see what we can get here. So we have Drew Aller, we got DeMonte Capehart, we got Jackson Dart, we got Jalen Royals, we got a right in. Okay, so we also have a D tackle down here if we want to go for that. But we did sign Jamin Davis, so I don't necessarily think we need a right in. A wide receiver like Kyron Lacey out of LSU could be interesting, to be honest with you. This is a third round pick, but I do like the idea of Kyron Lacey. I do like him at LSU. So I'm going to take him, number 20, 126 in true value, but he is hidden dev. So we'll live with that. That will be our draft. What a disaster offseason for the most part. There's still a lot of work to be done. But overall, we got the quarterback situation fixed with Cam Ward. And there's more work to definitely be done. I'm not expecting to make the playoffs at all next year. But hopefully we can improve. Although we finished like 6-11 or whatever. So we did decent for the most part. Or better than we could have because we started the season 2-7. But let's get to let's get to the second season lineup. So our lineup for year number 2 is looking like this. We're going to go ahead and move Kyron Lacy to wide receiver 2. I don't see why not. We have Cedric Wilson, but obviously not going to be a long-term answer there. It looks like, our assistant GM did pretty good. He drafted us a tight end, which I like. And then we got a backup running back for the future. Cam Ward obviously going to start there. We have our free safety and a strong safety. But yeah, clearly a lot more work to be done on this team. A lot still to do. But for the most part, it looks decent enough to have a... So we'll see what kind of season we have. I really don't know what to expect. I'm assuming we're not going to be a playoff team, but hopefully the Cam Ward, maybe he surprises us and gets us there. We'll see. Let's just simulate year number 2, and let's see how this season goes. Expecting the worst, but hoping for the best. When you think it can't get any worse, it does. We finish up at 4-13. I don't know why I was so optimistic about this season. I thought Cam Ward could maybe elevate us a little bit with how talented he is, but unfortunately was not meant to be. Defense was terrible. Cam Ward did not have the best rookie season either. I know he is a guy that, makes flashy plays, but also can make dumb plays by turning over the football. And that's exactly what he did his first season. And here is 7 sacks from Carl Granderson, 6 from Brian Breesy, and then 4 from Willie Gay. Interceptions-wise, 3 from Pete Werner and 3 from Marshawn Lattimore. But we clearly still have a lot more to do, which we kind of knew would be the case. So let's just get straight in the offseason. And we are going to this offseason with not much cap space, so that's definitely going to be a little bit of an issue, but we'll see what it's looking like as far as team salaries and what we could do to free up some money. If we got to trade someone, we'll look at all of that. We'll look at literally all of it and then some. So we have, we have $96 million in cap space. So we have a lot more than, so that's going to be really needed because obviously cap space is something we really needed. We didn't have it at all last year, barely. We did have to cut guys to free up money. So 5th-year option on Brian will be accepted, obviously. Alontae Taylor, probably will bring him back. Kamara, I'm probably going to let go. And then, Jamal Williams. So, we can let these guys go. So, the only one I'm interested in bringing back, of course, is Alontae Taylor, just for cornerback depth. So, if we can get him back and we have all this money going to free agency, we could be pretty good next year, potentially. So, let's get into free agency with all this money that we got. We could really splash this offseason. We'll have a good pick again. So, not the worst situation to be in. Let's take a look at the lineup really quickly before we go and make some offers in free agency. So, looking at the lineup, Cam Ward is only a star development. Kyron Lacy did go up to star because of obviously we pushed him in there. But our tight end, superstar, which is good. O-line looks solid, which is good. And then a running back is definitely needed. Although we have a superstar dev running back. Is he a fullback? No, he's a running back. So I guess we could just start him and not worry about a running back. So that's good. Madden, our assistant GM really helped us with some guys that could really play right away. Our free safety did go up to star, which is good. So I love that. And Pete Werner also went up to star. So Kool-Aid is a superstar. A lot of development traits going up, which I love to see. Let's get a free agency and let's make some offers. Honestly, once again, another really bad free agency class, but we're gonna do what we can in it. So we got Jameson Williams and DJ Reader and Micah McFadden and Isaiah Simmons, who we're offering contracts on to fill out some needs. And we do get 3 of them. So the only one we didn't get was Jameson Williams, which was my preferred guy to get. And obviously we didn't get him. All right. So Christian Watson, Wendell Robinson, and Tyler Lockett are here as well. But not loving really any of them, to be honest with you. Overall, not a great free agency class for what we need at this moment, which really sucks because obviously, I really wanted to splurge a little bit this offseason and make sure we get the guys to make our quarterback successful. It's just not really there and available for us to do anything. So that is disappointing. But we're going to go into this draft now with a high draft pick. We could take a wide receiver early or do something, or we could even trade for one. I don't know. But we'll see what we can do in this upcoming draft. So we actually have the #1 overall pick in this draft, which is quite awesome. So let's take a look at what we got going on here. So we have an edge rusher, we got a right tackle, and we got edges. So not necessarily anything we need in particular, but you do got to take best player available when you can get it. We could maybe trade down if we wanted to as well and get a haul. So I am going to take a look at what the offers are before I just, make this pick, because we could get a good haul, I assume, for the #1 overall pick. So let's take a look at some of the offers we are offered. So we could trade our first round pick for down to 12 and get a first round pick next year and a second in this draft too, and a third. Okay, that's a great haul by Chicago. 5th overall pick, second, and a first next year. Okay. I like that. The 6th overall pick, a first next year, and a second this draft. That's damn good as well. So, and then 11. Let's see what else we got. There are some very good offers here, and a lot to like here. Los Angeles Rams, we get a 2026 second round pick in this draft. Their first round pick next year, we trade down to 8. So really, it's just pick your poison. A lot of these are really good. So let's take a look at this Browns or this Bear, or it was the Browns offer. So we get a second round pick in this draft and the 5th overall pick and a first round pick next year. I think I'm going to do this trade with the Browns. We trade down to 5 and get a first round pick next year, which I really like. Just like that, we're going to be picking at 5, and we'll just take what is ever available here at 5. So Zachariah Branch goes off the board. Maybe I could have taken him, but let's take a look. So we got right tackle, linebacker. We got a quarterback and a right tackle and a cornerback and a D tackle. So Peter Woods, take a look at him. Not my cup of tea that I'm looking at right now. What else we got? Maybe we got to reach down the board a little bit, or maybe we trade down again. Do we trade down again is the question. I don't know. Wide receiver, not here. Middle linebacker, not really here. Corner, we could take one of these tackles, but it's not really necessarily what we need going forward. But at the end of the day, Ryan Ramczyk is older, so maybe it just does make sense to take a right tackle here. So I'm going to go ahead and take one of those top 5 tackles, number 55 true value. He's hidden dev, but that will be our first selection. All right, now we'll go to our next pick in round 2, and we'll see what's there. We do have 2 second-round picks now, which is great. So let's take a look at what our first one could get us. We got a quarterback, which I'm not going to take. We do have a strong safety, which is something we definitely need. We got Brown here. Looks pretty good, so I think I'm going to go ahead and take Brown here with this first pick in the second round. Number 28 true value. Pretty good selection. Only normal dev, though, unfortunately. And let's go to our next pick and see who's available in this next second-round pick. So next second-round pick, let's see what we can do here. So we got quarterback. We're not taking, obviously. D tackle, Dante Corleone, DJ Hicks. So there is some good D tackles here that we could take a look at. So let's take a look at one of them. So Corleone out of Cincinnati, A power moves, and then B impact blocking. So I'll take a look at the other one. So Hicks, DJ Hicks out of Texas A&M. I think this is the pick here. We're going to take DJ Hicks and make our D tackle room a little bit better. So only normal dev again. But honestly, with that next first round pick that we got, I think it's in our best interest to try to get a wide receiver for Cam Ward, because we just don't really have a second wide receiver, in my opinion. We could take one here, but overall, I think I'm going to trade for one and get him a guaranteed guy to be able to throw the ball to. Getting Garrett Wilson on draft night by trading that first round pick we got, and we are going to have Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave, 2 Ohio State alumni, being able to play together once again in New Orleans. So that is going to be the last move we make this offseason. Cam Ward should have Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave. A lot to be excited about. We have a good tight end. Defense still needs some work, but overall, I think we're going to be going to this next season with a potential playoff spot awaiting us. So the lineup for year number 3 is looking like this. You got Cam Ward at quarterback with our brand new running back superstar dev. You got Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave paired together. I think maybe the Jets would be fine with trading Garrett Wilson because they have Devontae. Probably not, but that's just something that I put in my head so I can make that trade happen. So offensively, I do want to change our offensive playbook to something else. So I want to be able to feature both our wide receivers. So I guess Philadelphia could be a good one that has 2 really good wide receivers. So I'm going to look at Philadelphia. Actually like the idea of running Philadelphia's playbook, and we'll just kind of see how it works for us. But we're going to go ahead and simulate this 3rd season and hope this year we find ourselves in the playoffs. So I've actually stopped the trade deadline to make a rare thing happen, and I'm making a trade for Tyler Nubin to upgrade our strong safety position. I have noticed making trades for players is a lot tougher than previous Maddens. You have to throw a bunch of crap in the trade, but essentially we're trading a 2nd and a 3rd to get Tyler Nubin to upgrade our strong safety position. So pretty happy with that. I feel like we needed to do that. We're 4-2 on the season, so things are going a lot better. So I love that for us. But now we have a actually good strong safety there that fits the scheme as well, and feeling pretty good about adding him to the fold and strengthening our defense even more. But yeah, overall, like what I've seen so far, obviously we're going to put him in right away, and he is going to start immediately, and it just makes our defense look that much better. So let's go ahead, continue on with the season, and hope things continue to go well. That at the end of this season, we finish up at 12-5 and have a wild card home game because we won our division, which is great. We get to welcome in our division rival, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But offensively, we were fourth in the NFL, so things looked really good this year, which is great. I think changing the playbook obviously changed a lot for us. Defensively, 23rd in the NFL, so not great, but Cam Ward had a really good season. Caleb Johnson was good as well. Olave and Garrett Wilson both got featured like I wanted them to. Bub Means was good as well. So it looks like Bub Means was starting over Kyron Lacey, unfortunately. Sacks-wise, we had 7.5 from Brian Breesy, 4.5 from Reader, 3 from Jamin Davis, and 2.5 from Carl Granderson, and 3 interceptions from Lattimore, 3 from Tyler Nubin, and 2 from Isaiah Simmons. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this first playoff game against the Buccaneers, and let's go see if we can beat them and move on to divisional weekend. Just jumping into this first playoff game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, it is Baker Mayfield still starting for the Bucs. We start off with the football, and we will go up 7-0 to start things off. It is now a tie ball game. Defense does not get the stop we're looking for, but offense puts up more points. We get a field goal blocked. Okay, and now they're going to tie it. But we'll go take that. Looked like we were about to take the lead, but we don't, and we still don't. It's a minute 36 left in the clock. We're on our own 5. It's 10-10 right now, so not great. All we need to do is get in field goal range, though, so I feel pretty optimistic we could do that at least. But we got to get out of a very scary situation here, and that's going to give us a few more yards to kind of give us some room. I'm going to be a psychopath and run play action here and see if I can get the Bucs to... I do like this, and that is going to be exactly what we needed. Can I get... There we go. That was beautiful. So, great play action. Clock still running, which I'm totally fine with as well. We're already almost in field goal range, which is solid. So now I'm just going to hand this off, and it looked like we had a massive hole, but I'm going to call my first timeout. All right, so now we are going to play a little bit with, moving the ball a few more yards here, obviously, to get in field goal range a little bit more. So Olave or a tight end underneath is kind of what I'm looking for. I do like our tight end just kind of going underneath. We're going to have to call our second timeout. Unfortunately, 3rd and 1. But 1 more yard to get in field goal range. To get a first down and closer to field goal range is probably what we need. Tight end is what I'm looking for. Garrett Wilson in the middle could be interesting. But let's just take the first down. And that is going to be more than field goal range at this point. 23 seconds left. I'm going to call my timeout. And we will run a few shots to the end zone, but overall won't gamble too much. So not going to go play action just in case for the sack, but I do like the idea of, trying something. So we could try a double move on the outside with Olave. Is there anything else I like? We'll try a double move with Olave. If it's not there, we'll just, we could maybe even scramble this for a few more yards. So I am going to go ahead and do just that to make this an even better field goal. So 15 seconds left on the clock. I don't think we gamble anymore. I think we take our field goal and live with the results here. So let's take our field goal, and they're going to ice us. So I'm actually going to go ahead and super sim this and play all defense and let the so we get the field goal, and now we're moving on to the next round because I do not like being in that situation where I get iced. I'm going to miss it 9 times out of 10, but instead they take care of it for us, and we're going to the next round. To play the Green Bay Packers, and funny enough, as I'm recording this, Dennis Allen just got fired, so that's not too surprising. They just lost to Carolina. It was definitely time to let him go, but we're going to start off with the football here, and we will go put up points 7-0. Great start. Defense gets a stop, and we will go up 10-0. So it's a 2-possession game so far. Now Green Bay will get some points on the board. Let's go respond. We don't. It is now 10-14, and we will get points on the board, and the Packers will take the lead with 37 seconds left. It's a 4-point game. We need a touchdown here, so there's no room for error here. So let's see if we can get a touchdown on the board quickly in 37 seconds. So we'll see if we can get Garrett Wilson over the middle. I do think he's going to be there, so we're going to go ahead and take that first shot. And, ooh, that might be a one-play touchdown. I'm going to get out of bounds to save all 3 of my timeouts, but that is exactly what the doctor ordered. We needed that very badly. So that was a quick way to move the football, and now we just got to get in the end zone here. So Garrett Wilson in the middle again is definitely intriguing, or a tight end kind of going across isn't bad either. And I'm just going to take the yards with my tight end. Might even get to the end zone. Not quite, but we can call our first timeout. 23 seconds left on the clock. We need to get in the end zone. What do I like here? One of my favorite plays, of course, is stick. So let's see if we can. Although I actually like this tight end shake as well. So let's see what this can maybe get us. We can get Stays on the outside or Moss. I think this is all like tight ends on the field right now. But I do like Y, and that is a touchdown. So just like that, we do give the Packers a lot of time on the clock, which makes me a little nervous, but we'll slow this down to kind of watch it. Now we'll only play all offense. We'll watch our defense go to work. It is a 3-point game. All right, so Green Bay is going to have 15 seconds left in the clock and 2 timeouts to try to get in field goal range. Let's see if they can do it. It is going to be, wow, that's a great start to the drive. And they're going to try it, I assume. And did they miss it? Yes, they did. So we're moving on to the NFC Championship after beating Green Bay Packers. So that's so far so good. Let's go see who we play in the NFC Championship. NFC Championship, the playbook we're using, of course, is the Philadelphia Eagles, and we get to play them in the NFC Championship. So let's see if we can come out here and beat the Eagles. They will start off 7-0 just like that, but we respond very quickly, get a stop on defense, and hoping for another touchdown. Maybe we get it here. We do. 14-7. We start off with the football in the second half, and we will score again, 21-7. Interception from Lattimore. It's a 14-point game, but the Philadelphia Eagles will miss the extra point, it looks like. So we just have the ball here, and they will get the ball back, but there's not enough time left in the clock. And just like that, we're headed to the Super Bowl in year number 3 of this rebuild. We've made some clutch plays jumping in, but now we find ourselves in the Super Bowl. I'm assuming, of course, as usual, it'll probably be the Kansas City Chiefs. So we find ourselves in the Super Bowl, and it is actually not the Kansas City Chiefs. Instead, it is the Baltimore Ravens. So let's go ahead and jump straight into this thing, and they will go up 3-0 on us to start the game, but we will respond with a touchdown, which is great. It is now 10-7. Could we go score again? And we do get up a field goal and an interception with great field position, and we do nothing with it? Seriously? Okay, but we'll go up 10-17. If we could have scored on that turnover, that could have been massive, but it's 10-24. It's 16-24. They do have all 3 timeouts, so they need a stop, and then they got to score a touchdown. But if we can get one more first down, we have won the Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen. So let's see if we can get this one first down, and this could be a great start to the drive if I can get the outside. Okay, not a great start to the drive. Not a great start at all. So they're going to call their first, or there's a penalty on what? Offsides? What is that? Wow, what a penalty. Holy moly. That was definitely needed. No wonder why I wasn't able to get anywhere. Okay. Well, that was massive. We definitely needed that. So now I'm going to stretch this, and we can get it one first down. As I mentioned, this game is over. But that's going to give us one step closer. 3 yards on 2 plays. I'm sure we can do that, right? Surely we can do that. All right. One first down, and the game is over. Can we do it is the question. Give me a block. And that is going to be ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Do I take this to the end zone? No, I'm going to slide this down, and that is your ball game. We're going to kneel this out. We're going to walk away. What is Cam Ward doing right now? He's walking through his center. I don't know what's happening. But, all right, we're going to kneel this out, and we have become Super Bowl champions with New Orleans Saints. So that is beautiful stuff. Let's get out of here with the chew clock, and that should be all the clock off the board. And he's once again backing up through his center. Don't know what's going on there, but at the end of the day, we brought home a Super Bowl to New Orleans. Back where it belongs. Obviously, Drew Brees was the last one to bring one here, and now Cam Ward does the same thing. Lovely stuff. Absolutely lovely stuff. So make sure you guys drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it. I'll see y'all in the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.